this way. Now, how do we turn?
Not yet.
We're going to show y'all the video story that'll give you some background of what happened. ESPN actually did the story on Seth, and we're Ruston local natives, and so we're going to let this speak, and then I'm going to talk for a little bit, and then I want you to ask your questions. If y'all have something that comes to your mind, like, just hold on to it, and we will answer all of your questions. And thank you for being here today. We're so glad that you guys came. We don't believe anything's by chance. We believe in destiny.
On campus at the University of Washington, where Louisiana athlete Seth Hanchey will compete throughout the week. Seth is a walking, lifting miracle. 7 years ago, Seth died twice. Now, his coaches say he lifts more than 1,100 pounds combined in the squat, bench press, and deadlift. Seth's journey to these USA Games is equal parts harrowing, inspirational, and yes, miraculous. Sometimes our burdens are heavy. Some are emotional. Some physical. 24-year-old Seth Hanchey's burden was both of those at once. For most of us, Hanchey's burden would be the weight of the world. But for Seth, the weight is the world. 7 years ago, this seemed impossible. This was Seth Hanchey in the fall of 2011. Broken, clinging to life. And this is Seth Hanchey now. Mended, full of life. Seth's journey winds through the maze of faith, hope, love, and resilience. He was a nursing student and a youth pastor. Tell the person beside you, say, how bad do you want it? Tell the person to the other side of you, say, how bad do you want it?
He's been told since he was a baby in my arms, son, there's greatness inside of you.
On September 28, 2011, 17-year-old Seth embarked on a 60-mile triathlon training ride. Just a handful of miles in, Seth was struck from behind by an 81-year-old woman. Seth slammed the vehicle's hood and caved its windshield.
He flew 150, 60 feet into a guardrail, and when I went to stabilize his head to start ventilating, I mean, the back of his head was just mush, like his skull was cracked. He coded twice on scene with us.
Seth was medevaced to the trauma center at LSU Shreveport. Doctors warned he may not survive the night.
As a mom, to see your child laying there in pain, tubes all over, all the beeping and the noise from all the machines they had. Oh my gosh.
Seth did survive, but recovery would be daunting. The whiplash deeply damaged critical brain matter. He underwent 14 surgeries over the next 6 months. In one of those surgeries, part of his skull was removed. Areas including the control centers for speech, memory, and planning were all affected.
It was such an emotional roller coaster and a recovery roller coaster. And I remember on a Sunday morning, the doctor taking me in, he said, you see this part of his brain? This part is now filled with water. All of that's dead. It's not going to heal like a broken arm. It was a list of going through nevers and knots and nevers and can'ts. And as he described all of this, then he got to the part where he said he's not going to have memories. And I remember sitting there and tears rolling.
Seth spent 5 months in the hospital.
Heart, body,
all day, all day.
He learned to walk in that hospital. He had to be assisted.
Seth, that's good. Look how fast you're going. You are trucking.
When Seth returned home, he wore diapers. He required a wheelchair and had to relearn how to bathe, brush his teeth, and dress himself. In the year after leaving the hospital, Seth progressed well, even lacing up to run a 5K. Eventually, he mounted the same bike on which he nearly died.
Come on. Fast forward. Yeah. Back. Yeah. How's it feel, Sam? Oh, God.
With time, Seth needed a new challenge. His mother introduced him to powerlifting as a motivator to balance his motor skills. It became his vehicle. It became his voice. And the Special Olympics became the perfect competitive arena.
To see him do it, oh my gosh, to see that fire in his eye, he's just gonna do it. Every time he does that, it never fails that I don't hear the echo of the doctor's report in my head immediately saying, he'll never do this, he'll never do that. And I'm watching him and I'm like, ha-ha, look at that. That proved him wrong.
And now, entering the 2018 Special Olympics USA Games, Seth's coach estimates he squats 400 pounds, bench presses 315, and deadlifts 450.
I say he has like some stripes on his arm from stepping behind death and coming back, and I guess he walked up to the door of death and called Seth was here and lived to tell about it and came back. So he kind of has some bragging rights now.
Seth's story is one of perseverance and determination, but it's also a story of forgiveness. For years after the accident, Seth wanted to meet the woman who nearly killed him. A meeting was ultimately arranged. His mother relented, and she tracked the woman's family down on Facebook. As they got to her house, they were informed she suffered from Alzheimer's, and in fact was near death. Seth sat with her. He spoke with her. He prayed with her, and he forgave her. And she knew it. For more on Seth's amazing journey, pick up a copy of ESPN the Magazine's Body issue on newsstands now. It's a first-hand account from his mother, Kimber, about her son's courageous journey.
You want to turn the lights on, Seth? Seth is like zoning in the back.
On campus at the University of Washington, where Louise...
Thank you, guys. So there you have like the heart of the story. I will tell you a little bit that people always ask about the meeting that we had with a lady that hit him. And I'll tell you, the lady that hit him actually passed away 2 weeks later. So it was a really amazing thing that she knew that she was forgiven and then she had peace. But the book itself, I wrote Seth's story. The reason I wrote that story is because I wanted to make sure that people that are facing adversity, and for Seth was in college to be a nurse, as you heard. He was a youth pastor. He had the world on a string, so to think like that. But and knew exactly what his life was planned out to be, because he planned to finish out nursing school, do travel nursing, get to go use the job as also a ministry opportunity. And then something terrible hit us out of nowhere. Because disability, when it happens unexpectedly, it throws you into a different kind of mindset. You have to figure out how to navigate something that you're not even really acquainted with. And that is what happened with us with brain injury. And then just the whole journey of disability and having to figure out, look, we don't want this to be the label. I started a brain injury foundation where we speak and we talk to people that have encountered or have a brain injury or acquired one. And we do that because the only way I've learned to get through pain is to find purpose in it. The only way you can find purpose in your pain is by taking what you need in that moment, that whatever you're dealing with, whatever the obstacle is, whatever that hard thing that you didn't think you'd overcome, but you did, when you're able to give out of that place or to encourage someone else or inspire them and tell them what you needed to be told, that gives you purpose. It brings you past that darkness where you get stuck at like, why did this happen? It's not fair. My faith is, as a Christian, I struggled with my faith, and I was like, how could something so bad happen to somebody doing the right things? And I quickly understood that life happens, and it's not about who's good or bad. Of course, there's people that do stupid things, and so stupid things happen to them. But there's a lot of times you can be doing absolutely everything correct, everything right, and think you're doing, on the right track, and something hits you that you never planned for, and it throws your life into a complete different trajectory. And I still believe, from what we've gone through, that you can find purpose there. If you don't have purpose, no matter what it is you're dealing with, the moment you don't have purpose, you have nothing that you're living for. There's got to be a reason that you're here. And I believe everybody is born with purpose inside of them. And we're all on a journey or a quest to find it. And some people think it's got to be something like, I'm going to be a doctor, or I'm going to be a lawyer, or I'm going to be the president. That purpose does not have to be a big assigned title of recognition. Purpose is something that you find inside of you, that you use what you got with the people that are in your world that you influence. And whether that's your friends, your family, your neighbors, whoever it is that you have influence over, that is where your purpose comes in, where you're able to let them know that, hey, you're going through this, and I know it's tough, and but you can overcome this. And I overcame it. And so Seth went back to college to be a massage therapist. He wasn't a nurse, but he became a massage therapist. And then we started speaking and traveling and doing things like we're doing today, and that's just talking to other people and letting them know, hey, you're not alone. You might feel alone, and it's funny how pain does that. When you're going through something really hard in your life, whether it's a divorce, whether it is abuse, whether it is a disability, or something you think is a sickness, a limitation, whatever it is that you have encountered in your life that's painful, that you didn't expect or you didn't plan for. At that moment, you can find a reason, and if you don't, you're gonna sit there and you'll give up on life completely. But I believe if you're still breathing, there's still purpose inside of you. There's still something inside of you to do. Somebody out there needs your story. Somebody out there needs you. So that is what we're doing here today, is we're speaking. And I wrote that book because I knew that we had to give a voice to people that did not know that they could find purpose in their pain. And I believe this: the greater your pain, the greater your purpose, whatever that is. So I'm going to open the floor right now, and I want to see if there's questions here. Is there anybody that has a question or comment? April, I know you want to ask something.
Actually, I already read the book, so you answered.
Did you
most of
really?
it. Yes.
Okay. Well, good. I can't wait to hear it. We got to talk some more after.
All right. We will.
Yes, you got to tell me what was your takeaway from it. So I am so glad you guys came today. I appreciate you being here. It means a lot to us, and it means a lot to us that you spread the story. I always say this: give hope, share hope. Aren't we in a deficit where we need hope? Everybody's searching for something, a reason that they're here or something, and you have it inside of you. So I just challenge you this week: go out and encourage somebody, say something positive, lift somebody else up, and in the same time, it's going to wind up lifting you up. Thank you so much for being here. We were live. Seth's got like